Chapter 27 to 32. As he saw Slug's power level, Goku started thinking. His power level is 35 million. If it's just this much, then it will be easy to win. 10x Kaioken is no issues for me. But above it, I can only use it for a few seconds. 20x Kaioken, I can only use it for 2 seconds at most before my body starts to break down. If Slug becomes a giant, his power might go up to 100 million. It will be an interesting fight. I also have senzu beans. Goku then took out 2 senzu beans and inserted it inside his mouth on his left and right cheeks so that he could bite one by moving his tongue if he's injured. With this, he will have 2 lifelines. He then thought, I wonder why didn't anyone do this in the original? But he shook his head and removed his scouter and took out the capsule box he carried and the senzu bean pouch and handed it to Mint, saying, keep them safe and stay back as far as you can till I finish Slug off. Mint nodded and received all the items. Goku then flew and stood next to Nail. Slug saw both Nail and Goku. Finally, I see some Namekians alive. Did any of you Namekians create the Dragon Balls? If so, hand them over and I'll spare you. Slug was happy that he found Namekian remnants. He really wants to wish his youth back. Nail replied, we won't hand over anything to an evil person like you. Slug laughed, haha, so my wishes have to wait until I take care of you. Then he shouted, kill the Scion and bring me the Namekian. His minions Xian, Angela, Metamacha, and Wings flew towards Goku and Nail laughing. Seeing this, Nail stepped forward and powered up full. The scouter on Slug and his men blew up. Slug was a bit shocked seeing this, and he ordered one of his men to use the large scouter in the spaceship to report the enemy's power level. Nail powered up to his full power. Metamacha created mini Metamachas, Angela extended his hands to catch Nail. Xian and Wings attacked from his sides. But Nail just blew them away by releasing his energy and disappeared. He appeared behind Xian and inserted his hand in his chest, destroying his heart. Then he blasted off Wings using a ki blast. He disappeared again and punched Metamacha so hard that he exploded into bits. Now Angela was scared, but he fired a ki blast from his mouth. And Nail too opened his mouth and fired a ki blast. Both ki blast collided and Nail's blast overpowered Angela's ki and both entered his mouth and his head exploded and his body limped down. All of this only took a few seconds. At the same time, Slug's minion also reported from the spaceship. Lord Slug, his power level is 4.5 million. Slug smiled, thinking that this power level is nothing for him. And at this time, Goku stepped up to face Slug. Slug, seeing this, mocked, you Scions pop out just like flies. I'll finish all the remaining Scions today. Then Goku started powering up. Slug asked his minion again, tell me this measly Scion's power level? At this time, he heard Goku shout, triple Kaioken. Ah! The clouds started to glow, and also the planet and the moons. A/N, same way it happened when Goku powered up for Jinyu. Slug, seeing this, frowned and his minion's voice was heard. Lord Slug, it's showing 29 million. Slug shouted, what? How? A Scion kid? Is he a Super Scion? As Goku was powering up, Mint was far away on a cliff watching and Goku's scouter in her hand started beeping. She became curious and wore the scouter. At the same time, Nail too retreated and landed near her. As she wore the scouter, she saw Nail and his power level, which showed 4.5 million. She was shocked seeing this and thinking whether Goku's scouter was damaged. Then she slowly turned towards Slug and his power level read 35 million. She then murmured, is this thing broken? It's showing Slug's power at 35 million. Nail, being a Namekian with good hearing, heard this. Little girl, it is true. His power level is very high. Almost 10 times mine. Mint was shocked silly and thought, it's over. We are all dead. Mother, I'll be joining you soon. Then she turned towards Goku with guilt showing in her face for involving him, but she was shocked seeing his power raise from 50,000 and finally stopping at 29 million. She was happy seeing the raise, but at the same time shocked because her logic was being shattered again and again. She then remembered her mother telling her stories. Stories about a Scion warrior that stands on the peak of the world. She then told to herself, is he the legendary warrior of Super Scion? Goku then took his fighting stance and flew towards Slug and both of them clashed. Punches rained and in the sky, only shock waves could be seen and explosions heard. The whole planet was shaking from their power. Mountains destroyed. Trees uprooted in the vicinity. Due to his old age, Slug couldn't exert his full power of 35 million and they both were equally matched in terms of power. But Slug was having the upper hand due to his vast experience. The battle continued without a clear winner. Goku was gaining experience and adapting fighting Slug with every blow. Soon Goku started to match Slug's every move. King Kai was also watching the battle between his student and Slug expectantly. He was happy to see Goku's progress. He thought at such a young age, this Scion kid is so strong. I can't imagine how much stronger he'll become once he matures. The fight continued on and Mint was simply speechless seeing them go. Nail was also surprised at Goku's power and thought I increased my power thinking that I was closing the gap between me and Goku. Now the power gap is so vast. I have to work harder from now on. Thus the battle continued. Goku started pushing back Slug and Slug had enough of this. At Slug's spaceship, there was Frisia's spy watching everything. He was happy learning about the Dragon Ball and that it grants wishes from Slug. Then he also heard Slug say the one thing his Lord Frisia was afraid of and that was of Super Saiyan. And that said Super Saiyan was fighting right in front of him. He wanted to complete his mission for his Lord Frisia at any cost. He then stopped worrying for his safety and sneaked out. Then he boarded a stray space pod and blasted off of Namek. Nail saw someone leaving and fired at the space pod. The space pod got damaged and the coordinates changed and the communication system got damaged. But the alien survived and flew in an unknown direction. Back at Namek, the intense fight was going on. Goku was now fully adapted to Slug's style of fighting. He started pushing him back. Slug had enough of this and he finally smirked. He then pushed Goku away and transformed into a giant. The scouter in Mint's hands started beeping once again. 39 million. 50 million. 75 million. 90 million. 99 million and then beep beep overload. Cannot compute. Shutting down. Mint and Nail both got scared at this new development. They thought that Goku was going to win seeing that he started to have an upper hand, but Slug increased his power so much higher. Mint started tearing up. But Goku smiled and shouted Kaioken times 10. Ah. Mint tearing up was pressing the scouter button to know Slug's power, and it started beeping again reading Goku's raising power. Beep, beep. 35 million. 50 million. 85 million. 90 million. 97 million. It stopped at 97 million. Goku's red aura increased significantly and Slug's minion was scared seeing the reading. His Lord Slug's total power level reading was 105 million and this Scion boy reached 97 million. He ran over and reported Lord Slug, the Scion's power level increased once again. It's showing 97 million. The giant Slug's laugh abruptly stopped and his face had a distorted expression. 97 million power level in the kid's body is nothing to scoff at. Slug has sacrificed his speed for power by becoming huge. But if the power gap is not much different, then he will only be a bigger target. Goku was smiling ear to ear and then he moved towards Slug and started his attack. Slug waves his hands everywhere trying to catch Goku, but Goku was too fast and small for him to catch. Goku attacked Slug at every opportunity and he had an upper hand. Nail on the other hand didn't know what to say. How much power are you still hiding, Goku? He murmured and thought, now I see why Goku wasn't scared of Slug. The battle continued and Slug was irritated and angry beyond measure. He then thought of destroying the planet and everything within. He no longer cared about the Dragon Ball, or he totally forgot about it in rage. Slug then started charging a giant energy blast pointed at the planet and everything around him. Goku seeing this, his smile vanished and he too started to charge a Kamehameha wave. Both their power skyrocketed. Slug's minions were scared. The spaceship power meter started beeping and reading their powers. Slug's blast stopped reading at 160 million. Goku was around 110 million. Then both of them fired at each other. Slug's beam overpowered Goku's Kamehameha. Seeing this, Goku gritted his teeth and shouted Kaioken times 15 and his Kamehameha became bigger and matched that of Slug equally. Slug seeing his beam stop, shouted in shock, what? How is this possible? His beam is as strong as mine. The whole planet Namek could feel the tremendous power of the energy beams. Guru sighed and prayed for Goku's win as he was the last hope for Namek. He knew that this showdown will decide the future of Namek. King Kai also crossed his fingers as it looked like the final showdown between the two. Nail gritted his teeth seeing the powers of the two, thinking he has a very long way to go before he can fully protect his people. Mint was scared shit and couldn't make out anything else. She was on her knees hiding behind Nail as she couldn't take on the shock waves. She couldn't make sense of anything as the scouter said, unable to compute. And she already lost her rational thinking. Today was a huge blow to her. At the blasts were stagnant in the middle without moving in any direction. Goku in a final attempt shouted 20 times Kaioken. His power suddenly skyrocketed and the Kamehameha blast overpowered Slug's blast by a long shot and hit Slug, creating a hole through his stomach and vaporizing left side of his body. And the blast traveled into space. Giant Slug slumped down to the ground and fell face first. Goku was exhausted and panting heavily. His body hurt like hell. He chewed the senzu bean in his left cheek and his body got rejuvenated, but his mind was still tired. The mental toll it took to fight Slug was far higher than he expected. It was his first real battle against a stronger opponent. Seeing Goku win, everyone was happy. Nail flew towards Goku to check on him. King Kai was also relieved seeing this. Slug's minions were scared shitless. The last reading in the scouter was 210 million. Goku's power was 9.7 million and with 20x Kaioken, it raised up to 194 million. Then, with the Kamehameha, it reached 210 million. Slug didn't stand a chance at all. The minions didn't know what to do. Goku, after seeing Nail arrive, smiled at him. After eating the senzu bean as he was exhausted, he received a small Zenkai and his power level reached 10 million. While Goku was distracted smiling at Nail, he shouted, "Goku, watch out." After getting beaten by Goku, Slug fell down onto the ground with indignance. He didn't want to accept defeat. Accept death. He then took out his last straw. The thing he had paid millions on purchasing. The fruit sold to him by Tulls. The god fruit of the tree of might. He took out the fruit and swallowed it whole. His felt a cooling sensation and his cells were filled with energy. His body regenerated slowly. His power increased significantly. The power level reader in the spaceship beeped and stopped at 180 million. He then got up and saw the Namekian approach the Scion. It was his chance. So he attacked. "Goku, watch out," shouted Nail and stood in front of Goku, taking the blast for him. But alas, he was too weak and the blast blew right through him and hit Goku in the chest, creating a large hole in it. Nail dropped to the ground, lifeless. Slug stood up and laughed, "This is what you get for crossing me. Lord Slug, the ruler of the universe." He then looked at Mint. Goku puked blood and blood was also flowing out of his chest. He immediately swallowed the senzu bean he had in his right cheek and his wounds healed rapidly. He got up and went near Nail only to see him lifeless on the ground with a big hole in his body. Guru felt sad. He shook his head, alas, fate can't be changed at last. King Kai was also shocked. Slug's power has increased so much that it's almost equal to Goku's 20x Kaioken, but Goku can only hold it for 2 seconds. It's troublesome. He could do nothing. Slug looked at the scared Mint. "It's time for your death, Scion girl," he said, laughing. Mint, scared seeing Slug kill Nail and blast a hole in Goku's chest, once again lost all hope. She just smiled, ready to accept death, thanking Goku for trying to protect her. At least after her death, she would meet the brave Scion boy who risked his life to save her. A stranger. She remembered her mother. The stories her mother told her. The happy times she spent with her mother. She murmured, "Mother, this time it's the end of the road for me. I know you told me to survive at any rate. You also sacrificed your life to protect me. I also ran for this long. I'm exhausted and don't want to run anymore. Even a stranger fought to save me. I'm not going to hide anymore. I'll face death happily. Thank you for everything, Mother. I will meet you soon." She then wiped her tears and stood up and looked at Slug straight in the eye. Her fighting instinct full on triggered. Slug laughed, "What are you thinking trying to face me? Cower in fear. You are just an insect waiting to be squashed in front of me." She smiled, "I might be weak. I might have relied on others to protect me till now, but I'm not afraid anymore. If I die, I'll die like a warrior fighting back, just like my mother." At the same time, Goku had eaten the senzu bean and recovered, receiving a Zenkai, but he did not care about that. The only thing he saw in front of him was the lifeless body of Nail. His only real friend and a training partner that he had since he came to this world. The only one with whom he spent so long with. He thought of everyone as an anime character, but now after he lost someone close, he felt it. He was sad. He was angry. He couldn't forgive Slug for sneak attacking. He was on his knees, beside Snail's body, and he shouted looking at the sky, "No, Slug, I won't forgive you. You are dead, ah," and golden light covered him and blasted off into the sky, and in an instant, the sky cleared. Goku's eyes turned white. His pupils disappeared. Several veins popped on his face. His hair stood up and his whole body was covered in a golden aura. Ah, then he stopped shouting. The reading in Slug's spaceship beeped and started to increase. And finally it stopped at 300 million. King Kai saw the changes and said to himself, could it be? No. It's not a Super Saiyan, but a false Super Saiyan. That was right. Goku had transformed into a pseudo-Super Saiyan or false Super Saiyan. The only difference was that his hair didn't turn golden and his power multiplied 25 times instead of 50 times with Super Saiyan. After eating the last Senzu bean, he got a Zenkai and his base power had become 12 million. He then transformed into a pseudo-Super Saiyan and 25x multiplayer it reached 300 million. Slug was about to finish off Mint, but he turned back to see the changes on Goku. He felt the huge power radiating off Goku and started to feel fear. He said to himself, am I feeling fear? From this Saiyan child? It can't be. He then looked straight at Goku. Goku felt the power by closing and opening his palms, and then he too looked at Slug and his anger increased. He rushed towards him shouting ah, and punched Slug on the stomach which sent him flying. Goku then disappeared and appeared in front of the flying Slug again and kicked him. Slug was like a ball and Goku was kicking and punching him. After a while, Goku joined his hands and slammed on top of Slug's head like a hammer. Slug crashed down on the ground making a huge crater. Goku then landed in front of Slug and lifted him up by holding his neck and choking him and flew into the sky. He then looked into his eye and threw Slug upwards. Goku then shouted, Ka-mi. Ha, me. Hiya, and launched a full-powered Kamehameha wave towards Slug which disintegrated him into nothing. He then powered down and landed on the ground. He picked up Nail's body and brought it towards Mint and laid him down. Then he started hunting Slug soldiers until he killed every last one of them. After that, he powered down and slumped to the ground. At the same time, village elder Mori arrived at the scene and took Goku, Mint and the body of Nail to the village along with the help of some other Namekians. After Goku left, Shishi trained Deli gently in order to catch up to Goku. She finished Mr. Popo's training and was training under Kami. Kami was happy to get another promising student after Goku. She never slacked in her training. She was determined to earn the respect of Goku. Kami tried to recruit her as the next guardian of the planet, but she refused without even thinking. She learned all the techniques Kami had taught her. She had also learned to fly. She would occasionally visit Bulma and go shopping with her. They both had become good friends. When they meet up, they would always speak about one common person, that is Goku. They even collected the Dragon Balls and made a wish for eternal youth, to look younger always and not grow old. 1 year had passed since Goku left and Chi-Chi had also brought Bulma to the lookout to meet her teacher Kami. Kami had changed a lot after being with Goku and Chi-Chi. So he allowed Bulma to visit. In this 1 year, Krillin and Yamcha also trained very hard with Master Roshi and had just climbed Korin Tower. After passing the training of Korin, when they both were about to leave, Kami remembered Goku's words and invited both of them to the lookout. Krillin and Yamcha were happy that Kami recognized them just like Goku and were proud of themselves until they went up and saw Shishi and Bulma both present there. Bulma and Chi-Chi smirked, seeing the shocked faces of Krillin and Yamcha. Krillin and Yamcha became demotivated learning that Chi-Chi was a lot stronger than them. At that time, another incident that happened that shocked everyone and made Mr. Popo happy. Suddenly out of nowhere, Kami was covered in green light and he returned to his youth. Kami was also shocked by this and asked how and who did this. He got his answer in a single name from Purunga Goku. He shook his head and was thinking how Goku accomplished it. At that time, Bulma blurted out that Goku went to space to train as he said that he was already the strongest person on Earth and had learned everything Earth has to offer. Everyone including Kami were surprised hearing Bulma and Kami spoke that boy does have a lot of surprises. Everyone nodded. Yamcha and Krillin clenched their fist thinking how much ahead Goku is compared to them. After the surprises, their training continued with Bulma regularly visiting Chi-Chi on the lookout. She also successfully made another scouter and checked all their power levels. Yamcha 145. Krillin 130. Chi-Chi 210. Chi-Chi was the strongest among the three as she trained with Kami a lot longer. But alas, she was just a human. So she couldn't improve like Goku. That's when Bulma introduced the gravity machine to them. She had made a capsulized version of the gravity machine that could go up to 10 times gravity and brought it to the lookout, saying Goku also took a machine similar to this, saying this will make him a lot stronger. They then tried the gravity room and just 2x gravity was a lot harder for them. This unknown to Goku, their special training began. At the time Goku was fighting in Namek, in an island in a castle, on Earth, a short blue creature was sitting on a throne and a girl and a humanoid dog were kneeling in front of him. He spoke that Goku has brought me a lot of trouble and spoiled my plans to rule the world last time. After that he was holding on to a Dragon Ball always so that we couldn't get them. Now it seems like the Dragon Balls are scattered again. Let's go and find them. We may also need extra help if Goku hinders us again. I have found the perfect partner from the history. So we need a submarine to travel down the sea to find him. Shu, get me a submarine. The humanoid dog nodded and went to find a submarine. At Papaya Island, many people were busy arranging the venue for the World Martial Arts Tournament. The island was bustling and local shops were opening everywhere. The island was getting ready for visitors. At another part of the world, an old man with a crane cap on top of his head spoke Tinshinhan, Kaiotsu, are you ready? We will defeat the Turtle School once and for all. He said. Yes, master, both Tien and Kaiotsu answered at the same time. The old man then spoke to himself, Tao? What happened to you? I've not heard anything from you in years. Are you all right, brother? At an underground lab, an old man wearing the red ribbon army dress was working on some humanoid machines. He tore a piece of paper in which he had some designs and shouted, this doesn't work. I need live specimen. I need the DNA of strong people and also live humans to turn them into machines. Goku, Goku. I'll destroy you for getting in my way of ruling the world. I'll succeed. Just wait for me. Ha 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 ha. He laughed, and in this scene, his shadow is shown growing in the wall. Like in Marvel Venom movie. You get what I mean. Goku woke up to see Mint sitting beside him. It seems like she was taking care of me when I was out, he thought. She opened her eyes seeing Goku trying to get up and was happy. Goku asked, how long was I out? She replied, you were sleeping for the days. Goku nodded. He then asked her, so what are your plans from now on? Without hesitation, she said, follow you of course. You are my savior. Goku spoke, I'm living in a planet called Earth. It's a weak planet. You can come with me if you won't cause any trouble there. She nodded with a smile and gave him back his stuff. Goku then got up and was very hungry. He went to his spaceship and had a big meal that the droids cooked. Mint also joined him in eating at one point after he invited her to not be shy and eat. After having the food, Goku flew towards Guru and requested him to use the Dragon Balls to revive Nail. Guru approved and the dragon was summoned. Purunga appeared, shocking the life out of Mint. Thou who hast gathered thy 7 balls. Now speak forth thy wishes. Purunga said. Goku without hesitation, Purunga, I wish for Nail to be brought back to life. At that time, King Kai's voice was heard. Wait, Goku. He's training with me. Wish him back to life after a year or so. Goku replied, let him be alive, King Kai. I'll pick him up after his training. Just that I don't want him to be dead. King Kai accepted this and the wish was granted and the halo on Nail's head vanished. Then Purunga asked Goku for his second wish. I have no more wishes now, Purunga. I'll come later if I need something. Purunga said okay and disappeared. Mint then asked what was that all about and Goku explained her about the Dragon Balls and now she also wanted a wish, but the Dragon Balls had turned to stone. Goku asked her what her wish was, but she just blushed and didn't answer him. They both then said their goodbyes to everyone and left in Goku's spaceship. Goku could have instant transmission back to Earth, but he wanted to train Mint some and also visit some Frisia planets to steal their technology. Goku also knew that Bulma is too weak and will not train. So he wanted to get some alien shooters and armor for her to use to protect herself. Thus he searched for the nearest Frisia planet, which was 1 week away, and set the coordinates to the planet. In the week, Goku thought Mint everything about ki control, ki sense and meditation. He also showed her the gravity training room and explained its uses. Thus her training started and she improved. She was also shocked to see the Cybermen much stronger than her. So after 1 week of training, her power level reached 10,000. And they arrived at a Frisia science planet. Goku sensed that all power levels here were very low, and so he let Mint fight them on her own to get fighting experience. Like that, Goku stole all the technology present there, including healing chambers and shooters and also Cyberman bulbs. There he found advanced model Cybermen whose power levels were indicated as 5,000 from birth. This was a great loot. He stored everything in his capsules and they left. On their way to Earth, they raised 3 more planets. In the dark depths of space, inside a spaceship that looked like a crab, an alien was sitting on a throne sipping wine. A subordinate came running down and reported, "My lord, 4 of our scientific and research planets were destroyed and raided." The wine glass broke by falling down, spilling the wine, and the subordinate was shot dead by a key blast. Frisia then called another alien to clean the mess and turned towards a pink fat alien, "Mr. Dodoria, who do you think has the guys to raid this emperor's planets?" Dodoria was speechless and said, "I think they didn't know it was your planets, Lord Frisia." Frisia nodded with an evil smirk. Finally, after a month, Goku and Mint landed at Capsule Corporation. Goku was greeted by Bulma. And he introduced Mint and Bulma to each other and her backstory. Bulma showed sympathy hearing her story, and all 3 of them instant transmissioned to the lookout. At the lookout, Goku was surprised seeing the power level of everyone. Especially Chi-Chi. He used the scouter. Krillin 447. Yamcha 460. Chi-Chi 530. Bulma then explained that she gave them the gravity chamber with 10 times gravity. Yamcha asked Goku a rematch, but Goku rejected. When Yamcha started pestering him, Goku released some of his power. Around 3,000. This scared everyone there. Goku then spoke about his adventures. Mint also became friends with Shishi, and the 3 girls got along well. Goku also trained at the lookout. He could now enter the hyperbolic time chamber from anywhere anytime by circulating ki to the tattoo on the back of his hand. He entered the time chamber every day to achieve Super Saiyan. Goku also gave all the alien items to Bulma. He has left the Cybermen on Namek to repair the damage caused by the battle of Goku and Slug. It was then time for the tournament. Goku and Mint didn't enter the tournament. They were too strong for the tournament anyway. So he was just a spectator along with Bulma, Mint, Master Roshi Puar, Oolong and Launch. Master Roshi also didn't enter because he didn't need to motivate anyone by defeating them. Goku was enough motivation for Krillin and Yamcha. And they both, after training under Kami, was a lot stronger than Roshi. The tournament started. The contestants passed the preliminaries. The finalists were Yamcha, Krillin, Tien, Kaiatsu, King Chappa, Shishi, Pamput, Yajirobe. The matchups were decided by pulling lots. Kaiatsu tried to mess up the matchups, but Goku prevented it by using his own ki. Like that, the matchups were decided. Yamcha vs Yajirobe, Chi-Chi vs Pamput, Krillin vs King Chappa, Tien vs Kaiatsu. This was done by Goku as he matched Tien and Kaiatsu as he knew the goals of them. As the matchups were decided, the official matches of the tournament started. The first match was Yamcha vs Yajirobe. The match started and Yajirobe pulled out his samurai sword and rushed to attack Yamcha and tried to slice him, only for Yamcha to dodge every strike effortlessly. The attacking and dodging continued for 5 minutes, and finally Yajirobe was tired and breathing heavily. Yamcha then attacked and knocked him out. Tien and Kaiatsu were surprised to witness the speed of Yamcha, as they were here to beat him and the other 2 Turtle School disciples. But they noticed Yamcha was very fast. The second match was Chi-Chi vs Pamput. The girls in the crowd cheered for him, including Bulma. As they entered the stage, Pamput spoke, "A pretty girl like you should not fight. How about coming with me to a date instead of fighting me?" Chi-Chi frowned, but all of a sudden, a gust of wind knocked Pamput out of the ring and he was rendered unconscious. Chi-Chi was announced the winner. Bulma and the audience were questioning what happened. Chi-Chi looked at Goku and smiled. Tien and Kaiatsu also noticed Goku's action and were terrified. Goku smirked, looking at the duo. The 2 of them at that time had sensed a fraction of Goku's power. Goku was also wearing his orange Turtle School GI. Tien thought that he needs to re-evaluate their plan. The third match was Krillin vs King Chappa. Chappa didn't even stand a chance as Krillin knocked him out in one punch. The last match of the quarter-finals were Tien vs Kaiotsu. Kaiotsu didn't want to fight Tien, so he gave up without even fighting. The semi-finals were then announced. The matchups were Yamcha vs Tien, Chi-Chi vs Krillin. The first match of the semi-finals started. Yamcha and Tien entered the ring. Tien mocked Yamcha, saying bad things about Turtle School. Then the fight started. Yamcha started to dodge every attack thrown by Tien. Tien then changed his strategy and used his Dodon Ray, only to be blocked by Yamcha. Master Roshi saw everything wide-eyed and thought about the training of Kami. Tien then smirked and started flying, planning to destroy the arena, only to see Yamcha also floating in front of him. Without any choice, Master Crane ordered Kaiotsu to interfere and restrict Yamcha's moments. But Yamcha was too strong to get affected by him. Master Roshi noticed it and started arguing with Crane. As both of them were disturbing the match, Goku stepped up and said, "Old man, if you don't change your evil ways, you will meet Tao in hell soon. I'll personally send you there like I did to him." Crane was shocked. No wonder he didn't hear anything about his brother all these days after he went missing. Crane got angry and shouted, "How dare you kill my brother?" Goku just said he was too evil. "If I let him live, many more people would have suffered in his hands. So I sent him to hell. If you don't change your ways, then no one in the world can save you from me." Crane, hearing this, shouted, "Being it on boy," and jumped to attack Goku. Goku just apologized to Master Roshi and blasted Crane outside the arena, flying far away. Tien and Kaiotsu yelled, "Master," but there was nothing they could do about it. The match then continued as Yamcha knocked out Tien easily as Tien was shaken up. Then the next match, Krillin vs Shishi, started. Krillin and Shishi fought very well, but ultimately Shishi knocked out Krillin. The semi-finals were concluded and the contestants for the finals were Yamcha and Shishi. The finals started and both Yamcha and Shishi entered the ring. Yamcha didn't hesitate as he attacked with his signature Wolf Fang Fist. But Shishi used the afterimage technique and dodged him. He then powered up a Kamehameha wave and fired it at Shishi, used Masenko that she learned from Kami and countered the Kamehameha. Both beams neutralizes each other. Then, at that moment, when Yamcha was careless, Shishi appeared behind Yamcha and kicked him hard, knocking him out of bounds. Thus the winner of the 22nd martial arts tournament was Shishi. Everyone congratulated her and thus the tournament ended. At the same time the tournament was underway, above the sea, a ship was hovering and in the throne sat the now released King Piccolo, and the people were forced to kneel before him. They were Pilaf and gang. They had already collected 6 Dragon Balls. Piccolo sent his minion he created named Tambourine to search for the Dragon Balls. He also had 3 more minions named Cymbal, Piano, and Drum. He sent them to hunt martial artists. If you want to support me, check out my Patreon at https://www.patreon.com/Kaioshin. I tend to polls that decide important plot stuff in my P at Trian. Many thanks to my awesome patrons. Wilnet Duverne, Yami Tancho, Harold's Martinsons, Ben Phillips. If you liked the content, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll stay here until next time.